Now here's what I have on the trailer, and according to the Landstar DRATCHEV agency, this is a legal load. Now I see this listing on the Landstar load board, and it says 40,000 pounds, 4 coils of reels, and the commodity is described as metal. Right, so I called the, by the way, this stuff goes, guess where? I think my Australian viewers will be thrilled. So they're building some kind of a pipeline in Australia, and this pipe, plastic flex pipe, 4-inch in diameter, is being shipped to Australia. It's made in Calgary, Alberta, and I'm taking it to the port of Vancouver, Washington, which is on the other side of the Portland, Oregon, on the other side of the river, just 10 miles north. And there it goes on the ship, and we'll go to Australia. But anyway, so the listing says legal, everything legal, just 40,000 pounds, 4 reels of metal. So I called the consignee, I called the shipper and I say, what am I picking up? And the guy says, oh, it's pipe in reels. So, which does not surprise me, because agents always confuse commodities, like they put down metal, you call them to find out it's actually hay. Or once I was sent to pick up metal, and it was peat moss, or some kind of like enriched soil for gardens. So these guys say reels of metal, it's plastic pipe. And once again, this is DRATCHEV agency at Landstar. But the worst part was that they never told me it was oversized. The agent knew. She says, oh, I have it on my paperwork. So why is listing on the Landstar board says nothing about this being oversized? When I called to book this in, I'm not told it's oversized, So I drive over there and to the shipper in Calgary. I'm not ordering any permits, right? And first of all, I wouldn't have even taken this load, because it doesn't pay that much. Because now there's from the top there'll be permits deducted, and there's like 4 states. I already spent 15 bucks on British Columbia, and I just ordered permits for Idaho, Washington, Oregon, and another Washington, because they say that you need 2 permits, because I'm leaving Washington through Oregon, then I'm coming back through Portland, because that's where the freeway is. I don't want to go through that 2-lane highway that probably asked me for an escort. But this is like, really unprofessional. So I go in there, pick up this stuff, and the guy in front of me just leaves with these reels, and I see they're huge, So I'm like, what the heck? And I go in to ask the shipper, like, are they all this big? And the guy says, oh yeah, they all oversized. I said, did you tell my agent? Like, did the agent know that they were oversized? Oh yeah, they did. And he gives me a bill of lading, and sure enough it says 137 inches by 137 inches. It's like they square, legal height, legal weight, everything's legal except the width. So they are 11 feet 5 inches wide. And I call back the agent to complain, and she says, well, I thought I told you, I have it on my paperwork here. This is really like, I'm doing my job, right? I'm going to pick up a load, I'm securing everything, I'm putting straps on. Agents don't know what I'm picking up. They don't tell you the dimensions, Like, what's the purpose? I might as well, I probably would have done better if I called the shipper myself, at least, and arranged everything, Well, I ordered permits through ComData, and I was ordering only permits for Idaho, Washington. I said only 2 states, right? Idaho and Washington. But then we started looking at the map, and turns out, if I go through Washington all the way to Vancouver, I'll have to take like about 100-mile long stretch on a 2-lane highway. And I'm 11 feet 5 inches wide, so I didn't want to do that. I'd rather stick to freeways, and to do that, I'd have to follow the freeway in Oregon. So all of a sudden, I needed the permit for Oregon and another one for Washington, because I'm leaving and then entering. Anyway, it's like Cam data, they're so slow, and I always check, you know, at the end of the call, I check to see how many minutes I spent. My personal record so far was 40 minutes, but that was for like 10 states when I was going, let's say, from Pennsylvania to Alberta. I understand that. This time, I was ordering permits for 3 states only. The call took 55 minutes. Way to go, Camdata. Now this way, this is Highway 2 that goes from Calgary, Alberta towards Montana. And the weather's nice. My cruise is set at 100 kilometers an hour. And my load is only 40,000 pounds, so after that 66,000 pound scrap load, this feels, you know, like real easy. And I already see mountains in the distance. That's where I'm going, because I'm going to catch Highway 3 West to cross into British Columbia. Heading towards the mountains, and they look scary, even though this is summer and I know there's not going to be any snow or ice, but I'm not coming here in winter. Now what's interesting to me is that I've been trucking since 2005 and now it's 2013, and I don't believe I ever took this highway. This Highway 3 towards Highway 95. You know, from Alberta to BC and then south into Idaho. So this is an interesting trip for me because I rarely get to see new highways. Most of the time you just travel on the same highway that, you know, you've been on like a week or 2 weeks before. And up ahead is the border crossing from British Columbia into Idaho, and this is called East Port. I got here by driving along Highway 95 in British Columbia, and interestingly enough, on the US side it's also 95. I like when they do that. You know, it makes things much easier for travelers, because you don't have to deal with multiple highway numbers. Because quite a few times, you know, when a highway changes from you know, one province in Canada to another province, or from one state to another state, not always, but sometimes they just change the number. It's the same highway.
Anybody else going on the truck lane going south?
Oh, someone is asking what's going on. And the scenery here, you know, it's unbelievable. There's mountains, forests, railroads, lakes. I love it, and it's very warm. Once I passed that Crown's Nest pass between Alberta and BC, the temperature jumped by like 10 degrees. In Alberta it was 13, 14 plus Celsius. Over there it became like 25, now it's 30 Celsius, like almost 90 Fahrenheit. Specifically the things that stick out of all windows. I don't think those are even real legs. It's probably you know, from toys. Actually, wait a second, they're moving.